What's up, everybody? This is Justin Flinner coming to you live from Northern Virginia with the Justin Flinner Podcast by My Mentor Medicine. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about endings and beginnings. This is a great time to do it because this is graduation season. It's the end of school. It's the beginning of summer. Lots of things coming to an end and lots of things will begin very, very soon. Whether it's summer or whether it's your first year in college, whether it's returning back to college after the summer break. So, at this point in time, yeah, you can plan your vacation. You can plan all the things that you'd like to do, all the things that you wanted to catch up on for the summer. Maybe read a whole bunch of books, maybe take some vacations, maybe join some activities, or maybe just sit around all summer, whatever your plans are in your head. At this point in time, you should also be thinking about, given the fact that one chapter is ending, whether it's the end of 1 year of college, whether you're in that transition period, or whether it's just maybe you're a teacher, maybe you get to have the summer off. That's fantastic. You worked hard. You deserve it. And at the same point, if there are things that you want to be accomplishing in your life right now, this is the perfect time to take a look at them, to plan for them, to make the most of the next amount of time that you have available to you. Perhaps it's just the summer. So, with endings and beginnings, we get a chance at the end to reevaluate what we have been doing, to reevaluate what we have done. And we get to create an entire new plan based off of what we learned from all of those things. So perhaps you're also finishing a project at work. Some of the things that you might have learned after completing this project. What are the things that you will incorporate into your new plan the next time you have to accomplish or complete a similar project at work? If this is school, what is your plan for the summer to prepare you for going off to college for the first time? Have you done your research? I'm sure you have if you're already accepted into a school and you're ready to go at the end of summer. But what are the things that you're going to do? Are you going to think about the program that you're going to be delving yourself into, the major that you have chosen? What kind of research are you going to be doing? Are you going to be meeting with people over the summer to get a better idea on how you can step foot way in front of all the other students you'll be meeting once you start your first day at school? And also, we want to be thinking about what's next. If we are satisfied with what we have accomplished up until this point, what's next? What comes after this? So maybe you haven't reached this stage before. Maybe you have always just gotten to this point, and then once this break passes, then you get back to the beginning, and then you start things right over from scratch. It's kind of like a fiscal year approach. So fiscal year, you get a certain budget, and then you blow through that budget throughout the year, and then next fiscal year rolls around, you try to work on some of the similar things, or maybe enhance a few things here and there. How can you reapproach the usage of that budget? How can you find better ways to save money, to spend money, to really push yourself forward, to really push past the line of where you typically end up? And also another important question is the plan that you are developing, the ideas that you have for the things you want to complete during this break, even if it is in fact just sitting on the beach or reading a whole bunch of books. Does it match with what you want to do, with what you want to do next, with what you want to do in your life? Is your plan in line with what it is that you actually want to accomplish? And once you do have an idea of what it is that you're going to be working on, say, for example, coming back to the people who are going off to college, those of you who are going off to college, who is your support group? Who are the people that will be supporting you along the way? Of course, you probably have your parents who are very supportive of you going off to school. You have some friends. Maybe you're lucky enough to go to school with some of the friends that you were in grade school with. That would be fantastic. At the same time, who is going to be your support group? So while you're in school, who are going to be the ones that, and mostly you'll probably develop these things as you get into school and you start to meet new people. At the same time, do you know what is available to you at the actual school you're going to be attending? What are the places that will be offering you support for studies, support for social environments, for social gatherings, different sports, different activities on and off campus? What are the things that are available to you that can help you stay on track with what it is that you're actually there to do, but also to make sure that you enjoy yourself, you have a good time, meet new people, find new opportunities, even get a handle on maybe what the local foods are, the local restaurants, the local hangouts, all of these different places that can help enhance your experience overall. So essentially, you're writing a new chapter in your life, or perhaps you're expanding on the chapters that you have written before. But when anything comes to an end, you have a new beginning. This new chapter in your life, who are the main characters? Who will be the new characters? What type of personas do they have? Because it's just like writing a book. When you're writing each chapter, of course, it's based off of the previous chapters, or it's a whole new story that's incorporated into the overall book. And we want to make sure that we're not trying to write the entire book at once. Our book of life is always being written, but we're not writing everything at one specific time. We're writing one chapter at a time. So at one chapter at a time, even just like when you read a book, you're delving into that part of the story. At the same time, you're remembering aspects of the story before, all the different characters, what's going on at this point. Same applies in your life, all the people in your life. Who are the ones that are going to support you along the way in this new chapter? Who are the ones that you can depend on? Who are the ones that you can reach out to? What are the elements of your life? What are the most exciting things that you remember from your life that you can try to incorporate into the story? Maybe not this chapter, but maybe later on after this new chapter comes to an end, and then there's another new beginning. So we don't want to try to write the entire story at one time, but we want to remember all of the things that have happened and all of the things that we're looking for as we move forward. So one step at a time, one chapter at a time. Ultimately, you just want to be in the moment as much as you possibly can. So be in the moment. When you finally right now we're reaching the summer break. You want to be in the moment of your summer break if that's in fact where you are. And you're ready to go off to the beach or take your vacation or move on to one project at home that you've been waiting to do. You want to remain in the moment as much as you possibly can so that you can absorb as much of it as you possibly can. And at the same time, we also want to be ready to write the next chapter at any point, because you never know when the current chapter in your life might actually come to an end. You might make an abrupt decision where you tell yourself, this isn't really where I want to be right now, or this is not the way we should be going about doing this project. We need to start over. We need to be able to just stop, reset, and start anew. Same thing for people going off to school. Maybe going off to school is the absolute right thing for you, and you know that that's where you need to be. Some people may be completely unsure, and they decide that they want to take a break from school. Whatever the choice may be, we always have to remain in the moment, and we always have to be ready to write the next chapter, because this may be the shortest chapter in your life. It may be the longest chapter in your life. You will not know until you begin to actually sit down and start to write it. So when we look back on the story that we've already written, this can actually help us to determine what we need to write about next. So are there things in your life that are actually showing up as missing? Are there people that you have not taken the opportunity to reach out to keep in touch with, that you know you should have, or know that you might benefit from in the future, and you would also enjoy having a relationship with those people as well? Are there parts of the story that are missing? Are there people in your story that are missing that you need to rewrite back into it? Are there elements of an activity or an opportunity that you know you missed that you want to try to get a hold of during this break? Another question to ask is, what might need changed? What might need rewritten? So perhaps you aren't satisfied, as I mentioned before, with how a project was carried out, how a project finished, or how your grades looked in a particular subject at school. Perhaps it's time to take a look at those subjects that you didn't do so great at in school, and you know that you're going to have to take them again once you get into college. And I bet there's someone in your life right now that you know could help you become more prepared for the next adventure that you are essentially preparing for right now, this new chapter that you will be writing very, very soon, or are already writing right now. So you're going off to school, you are going to be studying a particular major. Perhaps you've already reached out to a couple people, but what if you took a week or two or a month or maybe even the entire summer before you go off to school to actually either work for or study under or have regular meetings with that individual over a cup of coffee or lunch so that you can get a better understanding of what this field of work actually has in store for you and what you have in store for it. What new ideas are you bringing to the table? I know right now that I'm asking a whole bunch of questions because that's really the best way to keep moving forward, is to ask new questions, ask more questions. Because if you're always trying to just only search for the answer and so that you can give answers to other people, then you aren't really fulfilling the ultimate objective of your own life. We have to constantly ask questions so that we can figure out ways that will better ourselves, so that we can also better other individuals, not just by having to tell them what they should do, but based off of the stories that we tell, the experiences that we have, the moments in life that we share with them or with other people, we can pass on that information to them. So by asking a lot of questions, as I am doing now, about how you are going to write your next chapter in your life, ultimately, you already know what the answers are. So we should be going through life asking more questions than giving more answers. Another important point to make is that you don't want to just think about writing your own story. Of course, yes, it's all about you. This story is yours to tell. It is yours to give away. And there's also a reader of your story. There's also a reader of this new chapter you're going to be writing. So we have to keep in mind the reader. We have to always think about, is this story something that I want other people to actually read, or is this something I know I need to change because I don't think this is something that anybody would appreciate? Unless you know how to change the story, unless you know that this part of your life that wasn't that great, you know you can change it. And this is the point where you actually can do that. This is the point where you can write that next chapter, that new chapter, in a way that other people will say, wow, that last chapter wasn't that great, and now this one is exciting. So the readers of the chapters of our lives, they are the observers in our lives, people around us, the ones who see us on a regular basis, the ones that we work with, the ones that we are friends with, the ones that we aren't friends with, the people that we despise, the people that we love. All of the people in our lives are the observers of our life, and essentially are the readers of the chapters of our lives. And to take it a step further, they are also on this journey with us. They are also on our adventure in life. So if you have in fact come to a point in your life where you are graduating, I congratulate you. You have reached a significant milestone in your life. And now this is not the end point. This is the beginning. You get a chance right now to decide what is going to happen next. So don't stop. This is not a stopping point. You should always, 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 always be on the go. You should always be looking forward. Continue on the path. There is never a place for you to stop. There are places for you to rest, to reassess, to reevaluate, to make sure that you are in fact doing the right thing or going in the right direction. However, we should not stop the momentum. When things grow in the ground, they continue to grow throughout the entire season of their lifespan. They grow upward. The sun is just reaching out to them saying, hey, this is where the warmth is. I know you want some, so grow upward. Grow, 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 grow. And it continues to grow, continues to blossom. It changes until something happens that might affect its life. We are exactly the same way. We continue to grow day after day, year after year, until we in fact reach the end of our lifespan. So this is just the end of a chapter. It is not the end of your life. This is just the end of a chapter. Even if you are having a difficult time in your life, even if you feel like there is no hope, this is a point where you can change. You can stand up for yourself and you can say, I need to write my life differently. And by God, am I going to write an exciting chapter in my life. This is going to be the best adventure that I will ever go on in my entire life, and I want to bring the whole world with me. So, are you ready to write the next chapter in your life? I believe that you are, and I believe that you are ready. So pick up your pen, start writing, pick up your phone, make that phone call, write that letter, send that email, go have that conversation, go meet that person, do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that the next chapter in your life is an exciting one, that everyone is going to want to hear about, that everyone is going to want to read about, that everyone is going to want to be a main character in. So this is your chance. So get out there and go see what story you can tell. This is Justin Flinner, and I'm coming to you live from Northern Virginia with the Justin Flinner Podcast by My Mentor Medicine. I thank you all for listening, and one more time, a big congratulations out there to all of those who have reached a significant milestone in their life, especially those who are graduating. Good luck to all of you, and make sure you stay tuned to the Justin Flinner Podcast to make sure that you stay on track. Have a good one, everybody. The Justin Flinner Podcast is brought to you by My Mentor Medicine, an organization dedicated to helping people improve their lives by learning to empower themselves and take control of their own life. Any form of reproduction or distribution of this podcast or the information contained in this podcast is strictly prohibited. Should you have any questions on how to use this podcast or the information contained within this podcast, please contact My Mentor Medicine at info@mymentormedicine.com.